Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera to all my students. Our lesson today is new chapter, chapter 3, oxidation and reduction, which is also known as redox. Okay, so this is the overall what we are going to learn in this chapter. Okay, so basically we have three parts. Okay, the first one is the definition for redox. Okay, you are going to learn what is oxidation and what is reduction, how to define, how to interpret the equation, the reaction. Okay, then the second part is the example of the reaction. Okay, so basically we have 4 or 5 reactions. The first one is the displacement of matter from its solution, which is you already learned in chapter 4. The second one is the displacement of halogen from its halide solution. Also you have learned in chapter 4 in during form 4. Then the transfer of electron at a distance. This is the new one. Change of ion 2 to ion 3 and the change of ion 3 to ion 2. Okay, basically this 5 reaction type of redox reaction is very important in this chapter. And then after that we are going to learn the application of redox in our daily life. Okay, for the process extraction of metals. Okay, also you have learned in chapter 6 electrolysis during form 4. The second application is electrolytic and chemical cell. Also you have learned in chapter 6 during form 4, and the last one is the corrosion of metal. Okay, in the rusting process. Okay, for lesson today we are going to learn the redox reaction definition. Okay, so basically redox reaction is the combination of the reduction process and the oxidation process. So red is taken from the reduction process and OX is taken from oxidation process. So the definition for the redox reaction is the chemical reaction where oxidation and reduction occur simultaneously, or in other words at the same time. If you cannot write the or spell the simultaneously, you can write the at the same time, the same meaning. Okay, so this is a few example the process of redox in our daily life. Okay, the first one is the oxidation of the apple. Okay, ni biasa kita tengok bila kita potong apple, bila kita tinggal pada environment dia akan jadi warna perang, right? So itu proses redox. Then combustion, and also this one is the rusting. Actually all these are the example of the redox reaction, tapi kita dah belajar proses ni tapi kita tak aware, kita tak tahu how to describe in terms of redox. So in this chapter kita akan belajar macam mana nak describe semua proses ni in terms of redox reaction. Okay, so redox reaction can be defined in 4 terms. Okay, the first is the loss or gain of oxygen. The second, the loss or gain of hydrogen. The third one, the transfer of electron. And the last one, the change in oxidation number. So kita akan go through one by one of these example. Okay, for this lesson today kita akan go through until number 3. Okay, the second lesson, the next day kita akan belajar in terms of the change in oxidation number. Okay, so you can refer in your module page 96. Okay, so this one you have to remember. You don't have to remember both, but enough for you to remember one side. For example, if you memorize the oxidation, so oxidation is defined as the gain of oxygen, loss of hydrogen, loss of electron, and increase in oxidation number. Whereas reduction, okay, dia reverse pada oxidation. Okay, So reduction is the process where it lost the oxygen, gain hydrogen, gain electron and decrease in oxidation number. Okay, kalau you tengok memang dia berlawanan. That's why cikgu cakap you kena memorize satu saja. Jangan memorize dua. Nanti high probability for you to confuse. Okay. So kita akan go through each of the definition how the process. Okay, the first one based on loss or gain of oxygen. Jadi kita beritahu tadi oxidation ni adalah kalau dari segi oxygen dia gain oxygen. And then kalau redox dia loss of oxygen. So kita tengok example of the chemical reaction. Okay, here we have lead metal atom reacts with copper oxide, also solid metal oxide. Okay, to produce lead 2 oxide, which is metal oxide solid, and also copper metal. Okay, so tengok kat sini fokus pada oxygen. Okay, so we have two reactant. The first one is lead. Okay, after the reaction it formed lead 2 oxide. Okay, the second reactant is copper oxide. After the reaction become copper metal. Okay, so kita go through one by one. Look at first at the oxidation process. Okay, so look at lead metal. After the reaction becomes lead 2 oxide. Okay, you can see the equation, right? Okay, so di sini kita boleh describe lead metal ataupun lead atom gain oxygen to form lead 2 oxide. So tengok daripada sini tak ada oxygen. After the reaction dia jadi PbO, bermakna lead ni dah gain, dah menerima oxygen. So we can say in other words, lead is oxidized to form lead 2 oxide. Okay, and then dia punya another reactant akan jadi oxidizing agent. Since this is the process of oxidation, bermakna okay, another one reactant tu adalah agent. Okay, yang menyebabkan berlakunya proses oxidation. Okay, kita panggil dia sebagai oxidizing agent atau another name is oxidant. Okay, very simple. Okay, so two terminologies or definition you must know and differentiate. The first one is the oxidation and oxidizing agent. So remember, oxidation is the process of gaining oxygen, whereas oxidizing agent, okay, for this case is CuO tadi, is the substance ataupun agent which oxidize another substance. So CuO ni menyebabkan lead metal teroksida. Dia adalah agent. So yang mengalami proses oxidation adalah Pb untuk menjadi lead 2 oxide. Okay. So next, look at the second reactant, which is copper oxide. Okay, so tengok copper oxide, initially dia ada oxygen atom. So after the reaction, after dia react dengan Pb, dia jadi copper metal. So oxygen dia dah hilang, lost. Okay, so okay, sini dia dah tunjuk dah. Okay, CuO become Cu. So we can say in other words, copper 2 oxide loses oxygen to form copper atom, or copper 2 oxide is reduced, telah diturunkan to form copper atom. So di sini Pb, lead metal, is known as reducing agent. Kalau tadi oxidizing agent, sekarang reducing agent sebab dia mengalami proses reduction. Okay, Pb is a reducing agent which reduces copper to oxide to become copper metal. Okay, so this is the terminology. Reduction is the process of losing oxygen, whereas reducing agent is the substance where it reduces another substance. So in this case, this is the reducing agent, and copper oxide undergoes reduction process to form copper atom. Okay, this is the way how you describe the redox. First you describe oxidation process, and the second one you describe reduction process. Okay, like this lah. So you have basically the equation, and then you have 3 points here and 3 points here. So kalau essay dia boleh jadi 6 marks. Okay, nanti akan ada exercise you have to complete. So in conclusion, okay, we can say redox is the process where the oxidation and reduction occur at the same time. Okay, dia tak boleh salah satu sahaja berlaku. Dia must be both. Kalau salah satu sahaja berlaku, contohnya oxidation je berlaku, kita tak panggil dia redox. The same goes bila berlakunya reduction sahaja, kita tak panggil dia redox. Dua-dua proses ni mesti berlaku serentak, baru kita panggil dia redox. Okay. So this is the first task. You must complete example 1 and example 2 in your module Alchemia, page 97. Okay, as usual, you have to snap the picture and send PM to me right after the class. Okay, you can do it now in 5 minutes. Take your time. Okay. The second definition is based on the loss or gain of hydrogen. Okay, look at here. This is the example of the reaction. Okay, so tadi kita dah tengok nota redox in terms of hydrogen. For oxidation process is defined as the process where it loses hydrogen, whereas for reduction it gains the hydrogen. So now kita tengok equation. Okay, so the equation is between hydrogen sulfide reacts with chlorine gas to form sulfur atom and also hydrogen chloride gas. Okay, so tengok kat sini. Awal-awal hydrogen sulfide ada hydrogen, right? After the reaction become sulfur saja, jadi dah hilang hydrogen. Whereas chlorine gas, okay, before the reaction, after the reaction becomes hydrogen chloride gas, so dia dah ada penambahan hydrogen. So this one is the reduction and this one is the oxidation. Okay, so as usual you have to explain one by one. For oxidation first, so we can say hydrogen sulfide H2S loses hydrogen to form sulfur. Okay, and hydrogen sulfide is oxidized to form sulfur. Okay, so di sini chlorine gas, this one chlorine gas acts as oxidizing agent, akan bertindak sebagai agent peroksidan. Okay, so let's look at the reduction process. So Cl, chlorine gas, becomes hydrogen chloride gas. So initially chlorine gas tak ada kan hydrogen kan, after the reaction dia dah ada hydrogen. Okay, so chlorine gas gains hydrogen to form hydrogen chloride gas. And we can say in other words, chlorine gas is reduced to form hydrogen chloride gas. So di sini hydrogen sulfide is known as reducing agent. Okay, because dia telah menurunkan chlorine gas menjadi hydrogen chloride gas. Okay, this is the conclusion of the process. Oxidation is the process where of losing hydrogen, whereas reduction is the process of gaining hydrogen. Okay, in essay question the same lah. You kena describe macam ni lah. Okay, beres. Okay, task 2 also you have to complete in your module page 98 and then snap the picture, send PM to me. Okay, the last definition for today, redox in terms of electron transfer. Okay, so based on definition tadi, table tadi, dia bagi tahu, okay, oxidation is the process where it lost the electron, whereas reduction is the process where it gained the electron. So now kita tengok example. Okay, here potassium metal ataupun atom reacts with chlorine gas to form hydrogen chloride solid. Okay, this is the salt, right? Okay, so kat sini, okay, this one we have to make a half equation because electron. Actually we have learned in chapter 6 during electrolysis, kalau you ingat lagi U plus E tu kan, that one is the electron. Okay, so for this one special, when in terms of electron transfer we have to make half equation. So look at, Okay, the first one is the look at potassium. Okay, after the reaction becomes KCl. Okay, actually KCl is the ionic compound which consists K plus ion and chloride ion. Okay, kenapa dia adalah ionic compound? This one is related during chapter 5 in form 4. Okay, when metal react with non-metal, it will produce the ionic compound. So kat sini ada 2 K plus ion dan 2 Cl minus ion. Okay, that's why dalam redox ni, sorry, dalam half equation you can say, okay, 2K before the reaction, after the reaction produce 2K plus. 2K plus ni daripada sini lah. Okay, bila kita pecah ion ni, because dia ionic kan, jadi kita pecah pada ion dia, plus 2 electron. Kenapa 2 electron? Because kita dah belajar dah tadi, oxidation is a process where the atom lose its electron. So dia derma dia punya electron ataupun dia kehilangan electron dia. So potassium metal, potassium atom donate its electron to form potassium ion. Ni kita dah belajar masa chapter 5 banyak kali dah. Okay, in other words, we can describe potassium atom, how to read the equation. Potassium atom lost 2 electron to form potassium ion, or you can write KCl pun tak ada masalah. Okay, K atom is said to be oxidized to form potassium ion. Okay, ni the same meaning lah dua ni, poin pertama, poin kedua. So di sini chlorine gas will act as oxidizing agent, akan bertindak sebagai agent peroxidaan yang menyebabkan potassium atom ni atau metal oxidize menjadi potassium chloride. Okay, the second one is the reduction process. Okay, look at here. Chlorine gas after the reaction becomes hydrogen chloride, because dia ada satu sahaja kan produk, jadi inilah dia punya ni. Okay, so asal dia chlorine gas after the reaction becomes chloride ion, Cl minus ion. Okay, so apa berlaku? Okay, kalau tadi potassium atom donate electron kan, okay, elektron tersebut diterima oleh chlorine atom. Tadi kan 2 tadi kan, yang ni donate 2 electron, right, dia release electron. So elektron tersebut diterima balik oleh chlorine ni, okay, to become chloride ion. Okay, so the chlorine gas is said gained electron to form chloride ion. So be careful, this one is gas, this one is chloride, this one is chlorine. Jangan tertukar, ataupun you can use KCl, sama juga boleh juga. Okay, so in other words, chlorine gas is reduced, terms dia reduced because ni reduction to form chloride ion. Okay, di sini potassium metal K acts as reducing agent, akan bertindak sebagai agent penurunan, because dia dah tolong dah chlorine gas ni reduce to become potassium chloride. Dia macam reverse lah. Okay, yang ni mengalami proses reduction, bermakna ini adalah agentnya. Kalau macam tadi, ini mengalami proses oxidation, ini adalah agentnya. Okay, so next task is task 3 in your module, page 99, example 1 and example 2. Okay, so there is another additional exercise. So duration 1 here. Okay, you have to describe 6 points, sama macam slide cikgu bagi tadi. Okay, this one you have to submit right after the class. Okay, cikgu bagi 2 reaction. The second reaction, this one, also 6 point. Okay, in terms of redox, you can choose lah either one tadi, nak guna in terms of electron transfer ke, hydrogen ke, oxygen ke, you can choose, you kena fikir based on equation. Okay, so for lesson today we have covered for the first 3 definition. So the next class we are going to learn in terms of oxidation number. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.